Hello, everybody, and welcome back to a brand new episode of the 90th Minute Podcast. We are your hosts, Lucas, Greg, and I, Waz. Maddie Rasta should be joining us later. Potentially, no Liam today. He is at work, so apologies for his exclusion. You know, things happen, right? But yeah, welcome to the podcast. There's a lot to cover in this episode of the 90th Minute. Just to kind of give a rundown of the pod this week, we're going to basically go over the Manchester United versus Liverpool news, Serie A. Of course, we're going to touch on other Premier League related stuff, Champions League, a little bit, Europa League, and everything that's kind of going on in the world. And also a new little segment in the podcast where we kind of give our in-form and out-of-form performers of the week. Now, what does this entail? It can be anything. It can be football related, outside of football, just something fun. Kind of just give us our opinions and something fun to talk about. And then, of course, at the end, towards the end of the podcast, we will discuss your questions that you sent to us on TikTok. So thank you for that. But, of course, you know, interesting enough, Lucas, have you looked outside recently? Like, the sun is shining, right?
Yeah, it's looking good out there, man.
I know, I'm very excited. The flowers are blooming, the grass is growing, it's getting green, it's time to chop the weeds. And thanks to our sponsor, Manscaped, you can trim your hole safely and efficiently. I'm talking about, you know, ball trimmers. Manscaped, the global leaders in men's below-the-waist grooming, have an exclusive offer for our audience. Use code 90th for 20% off and free shipping. That includes international shipping. Just go to manscaped.com, pick a product of your choice. I highly recommend the Lawnmower 3.0. It's their premium razor to, you know, get down, do the business, clean up what you have to do down there, you know, essentially, you know, like they said, you gotta chop the weeds. So, and also they have a very nice cologne. I haven't had a need to use the cologne, but I mean, hello, I can't go to a club. I mean, I don't go to clubs anyways, but I have no need to use cologne, right? So I don't leave the house. And they have great fragrances. I mean, deodorant as well. They got a lot of load good stuff at Manscaped that makes you smell very good. Highly recommend it. I tried it. Liam's tried it. Liam loves it. I mean, I know he's not here right now, but he would recommend it. But for the most part, Lawnmower 3.0, great stuff as well. And yeah, don't forget to use code 90th at checkout for 20% off on all Manscaped products and free shipping. So, all right, let us dive into the football.
Let's go. Big weekend. Oh, it was supposed to be a huge matchup in the northwest of England today, but unfortunately, or maybe fortunately, things happened. And I'll let you deal with it because your club, Manchester United, and the supporters there were front and center.
It's fair to say it's been a very dramatic outside and very dramatic Sunday in Manchester. So I woke up around 8:45. I checked Twitter. We were gonna do a watch along for Man United versus Liverpool, and then I saw that all hell was breaking loose outside of Old Trafford. Protests erupted against the Glazers. United fans were having none of their crap due to the Super League, and they said this was the final straw. But things got a little bit too chaotic as supporters started to storm the pitch. There was some destruction, violence all over the place. Hooliganism is that how you say it?
Hooliganism.
Started to erupt. Look, as a United supporter, do I agree with some of the things that were done? No, not at all. You know, everyone has their right to protest and, you know, speak freely, and that was fine for the most part until people started storming the pitch, starting to, you know, score goals on the net.
What's wrong with that?
I mean, that's not the worst thing in the world, right?
I mean, yeah, they're technically breaking into property, which is illegal.
Yeah, that's the thing I'm looking at. There were some illegal, but like, it's like I'm very 50-50 to it. At the same time, I love seeing it, but at the same time, just like, you know, it's not the, you know.
The thing is, though,
yeah, go ahead.
There's been so many protests from all supporters, and like United especially have been protesting against the Glazers for the past 15 years.
Yeah,
what's the saying? Green and yellow till I die, or yellow and green till
I don't, yeah,
or something like that. But like, peaceful protests honestly haven't been working whatsoever. For the most part, the protests today were peaceful. They were being inconvenient, but they weren't. I'm sure 99% of the protesters were not hurting anyone, not doing.
Yeah.
Well, not. I mean, they also got matched to get canceled, but they were causing an inconvenience to make a stand, saying what has been happening has not been good enough, and things need to be changed.
No, I totally agree with you there, and I guess like at the start of our conversation, I kind of, you know, didn't use my words correctly, but it's like, of course, I'm not gonna stand for like violence. I know one of the Premier League officials, he was on the pitch and apparently he got attacked and he had like a bit of a stitch around his face, and I was like, that's something you don't want to see. Like, why would you do that?
Well, the fact is that there's no reason for that because the protest was about getting the owners out. Like, it was about Manchester United. What does the Premier League have to do with that? Why attack a ref? There's no need for it.
Yeah, and then of course, we were talking in our group chat, and he's like, well, Maddie said, your club is out of pocket, Wazzy. I'm like, I do not believe it's all United fans who cause violence, but small percentage of people who use this, as an opportunity
Matt
for
literally
hooliganism.
said that it is probably just a small percentage,
Yeah, no, he agreed with me, so, yeah, it's just crazy, like, and I didn't really, I mean, there were rumblings that something like this was going to happen before the Liverpool match, but also, like, they had to cancel the game because of, COVID, we don't know how many of these players are potentially vaccinated and the risks that can happen with so many people on the pitch, and we haven't had fans in the stadiums in how long, really, so there was a lot of factors that went into having this game postponed, not just the protesting and the violence, but it wasn't like crazy havoc destruction, right? But
I mean, realistically, like, from Adam Crafton here, he says that he's responding to people saying this isn't the way to protest or things like that. Then what would you like them to do? They were failed by the government when the Glazers came in. They tried every form of polite protest. They set up a Phoenix Club. The owners do not engage. What else is left but nonviolent direct action?
Yeah, and also, like, this is just destroying, the Glazers' image. I know John Champion, he was a commentator for the Premier League, I think on NBC, I'm not sure, probably multiple other channels, and he was on, I don't know, where was he on?
ESPN.
Yeah, and he was speaking his mind on the Glazer family, and the broadcast just got cut midway through because the Glazers in America don't really have that bad of a reputation as compared, into the UK and Europe. So they're kind of trying to protect their image now in America, and it's insane. And the funny part that came out of this was this guy on Twitter. I don't know if anyone saw it, but Jay Glazer. He's a cast member for Fox NFL Sunday. And he's really the only, like, Glazer that's kind of on Twitter, but he's not related to the family. So people were attacking him on Twitter. And he's like, let's see what I saw. He's like, just to be clear for the 1,000th time, I woke up to all this sent my way on social media. My family is from Brooklyn, not Tampa. We do not own Man U. We can't sub because we don't own it. You can't be that good of a fan of them if you think an NFL insider owns your team. So, wild scenes. It's a shame that the game got canceled, but for a special reasoning. This also kind of came at a bad time for these clubs and the Premier League, considering they're doing their social media blackout. So the communication wasn't perfect on socials because, they were trying to raise awareness for online racism, I'm pretty sure, with this online blackout. So people were wondering, is the game postponed? And it was kind of harder to get information than usual, right?
Yeah.
It didn't really come out saying that it was postponed until probably like 15 minutes before kickoff kind of thing.
Yeah, well, originally people were saying that they were gonna move it to a 6:30 p.m. kickoff in the UK, but that wasn't the case, obviously. And it's been postponed. I don't know until.
Yeah, there's rumblings that it could be tomorrow, Tuesday, or it could be at the end of near the end of May.
Yeah.
We're getting close to the end of the season, so they gotta fit it in soon. So
there's apparently not that many spots where they can fit it into. So, especially with United probably going to the Europa League final.
That's why, like, it's probably gotta be like tomorrow. In all honesty,
one person on Twitter, Marshall89HD, I know he had some issues with this. Like there's like two sides of it. So either people really enjoy and really are like with the United supporters, what they're doing, trying to get that voice out, trying to get the Glazers out, but they're also like, trashing a stadium is not the right way to do this and this and that, right? So it's really weird.
I mean, he's not exactly wrong. What the fans are doing there, they're affecting what they're talking about, like the Super League, how it's not like the manager and the players and everything. But what they're doing technically, it affects the players and the manager. They didn't get to play their game today. So
yeah.
In order to create a change, drastic things have to happen, and if that has to affect the players for one day, then so be it.
But will this affect the Glazers? Probably not.
I don't know. You never know. Because they're just kind of hiding and not saying anything.
Well, this keeps happening, and there's going to keep being questions. Like, when the United stock the quarterly meetings happen about their stock, are there going to be questions about why was this game postponed or moved to a different day?
Well, supposedly that I heard that apparently their shirt sales have actually gone down as well. Adidas is not happy about that.
I mean, that might have something to do with Super League, the fact that United's not as good anymore.
I don't think the 2 weeks of the Super League really affected that bad.
No, it's probably because Adidas paid a boatload of money and people aren't buying shirts as much anymore because, especially during the pandemic, shirts are really expensive and people don't have as much money. But there's obviously other factors too that I'm probably not thinking of.
Yeah, it's too bad. We were hoping for a nice game between Liverpool and United, but we'll see how that happens in the future. Anything else we should now move on to? The Premier League as a whole, football, the actual football that happened.
Well, yeah, since that game got cancelled or postponed, I mean, we can briefly go through the rest of the Premier League. Nothing too crazy had happened, but Chelsea, they got a big win for their top 4 pursuit over Fulham. I know Greg, he's our Fulham supporter. Your thoughts?
I don't have much thoughts on it. I thought we played pretty good, but Chelsea's a really good team right now. So, yeah, I didn't expect anything.
Kai Havertz with 2 goals. Good to see him scoring a bit more.
He's good, man. He's so good on the ball. He's just so elegant with the ball and just such a simple finisher. But, like, he's playing in a role pretty similar to what he did at Leverkusen last season. Maybe a little different. It wasn't quite a false 9 or a number 10 role, but, well, like Kai Havertz said, it was kind of in between that. And I don't know, he's such an elegant player, and hopefully all the things that have happened to him this season are behind him and he can start putting in performances consistently for Chelsea, because if that's the case, Chelsea has got a special player on their hands, which they should because they spent so much money on him. Are we expecting Chelsea to finish in the top 4?
Yes.
Yeah, I think it will probably happen at this rate.
And are we expecting Fulham to be relegated with 4 games left, 9 points behind?
Unfortunately,
Yes.
probably.
Any last words about this for this weekend, Greg?
No.
Okay, well,
he's basically accepted defeat.
I've accepted it probably a decent bit ago now.
Yeah, fair enough, mate.
well,
I'm here for you.
as misery continues for Greg, I mean, it doesn't for Manchester City, who defeated Crystal Palace 2-0. Sergio Aguero with a great goal there. I think he's 1 goal away from breaking or tying the record for most goals by a Premier League player at one club, which is Wayne Rooney.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. I don't like that.
So, I mean, I think he's a player that definitely deserves an honor like that. He's been at the club for a decade.
Yeah. But I think what this screams to me is that we must rebuild Wayne Rooney, bring him back, so this does not happen. Yes?
I mean, he's retired.
He's a manager.
Cavani will break the record then, yeah? He'll score 200 goals in the season, right?
All right, you're just looking weirdly at Waz right now.
Oh. Okay. Crickets is it? Okay.
Yeah. But City got the win over Crystal Palace as expected. Brighton, they got a victory over Leeds United. And did you guys see Danny Welbeck's goal?
No.
He just did a Cruyff turn and sort of could strike. It was a nasty Cruyff
Danny
turn.
Welbeck and Cruyff turn. Things I would never have heard, but fair enough, mate. I'll go try to take a look at it. So,
Yeah, Brighton with the...
Brighton just good. That probably, like, I don't think they're going to get relegated, but we always talk about how they're such a good team, and they finally actually put the ball in the back of the net. And not getting scored against by Leeds is not an easy task right now. So
Yeah, huge credit for them right now. They're in 14th right now. Southampton can still pass them. Other teams can still pass them, really, but they're relatively safe and yeah, just another draw, I think, or win keeps them in the league. Of course, if they had a striker on their team that was more of a consistent goal scorer, maybe things would be better for them this season. But
Brighton's an interesting, like, team for, like, next season. If they can hold on to, like, a lot of those players that they have and that don't have the injuries and everything, they're a team that finish like ninth in the Prem kind of thing. So,
and if Graham Potter doesn't leave for Spurs, which
yeah.
I'm not sure if that's a rumor right
factors.
now, but it's a thing that could still happen. But Aston Villa, they played Everton. I missed most of this match, but I did see the last little late goal by, was it El Ghazi who scored it? Yeah, El Ghazi. What a strike that was to give Aston Villa a 2-1 victory over Everton.
It's a huge victory because Jack Grealish, of course, still not back. But
yeah, he hasn't been playing for nearly 2 months now, it seems.
It's been a long time. We've seen Villa's form drop a lot since he's been injured, but that's a massive victory against Everton, who are fighting for Europe right now. So
yeah,
and so are Villa. Villa are too. To be honest, they're still kind of in the conversation.
I mean, kind of. I mean, they're 1 point behind. They could still pass Arsenal, and they do have a game in hand with a bunch of teams right now, but they're still currently in 10th place. I mean, mid-table finish compared to last season is a huge upgrade for them, and hopefully if Grealish stays with them next season and they can improve the squad bit by bit, they can keep building on that.
Yeah.
Waz, what's your reaction with that?
Sorry, I was just looking at Reddit here. Things I will mention later that are wow.
Okay. But Arsenal this morning, or early afternoon in the UK, they defeated Newcastle 2-0. Of course, with a lot of these matches, I decided to watch other football compared to this, and this was a bit early for me to really care about, as Arsenal, they should be defeating a side like Newcastle, and Newcastle aren't the most entertaining team to watch this season. But it's a good victory for Arsenal. They need to be
100%.
back from that Europa League defeat this past Thursday and go again and potentially defeat Villarreal and make that Europa League final to potentially get Champions League, because right now they're not really going to get European football based on their league position.
It's a result that Greg would have liked a couple weeks ago, but yeah, 2-0. I mean, Arsenal just trying to salvage whatever they can at this point. They can still, jump ahead of Everton in the table. Everton, I mean, they do have a game at hand. Liverpool are obviously still in the mix, so I mean, Arsenal technically they got enough points they could try and push for that 6th place spot. But there's a lot of competition right now between Everton, Liverpool, West Ham, Tottenham.
But it is a good victory. Aubameyang scored, so it's good to see him get back on the score sheet.
Yeah, but he scores, but what does it mean in the end? Not much. It's like, really, mate. Now you're putting in the back of the net.
Hey, maybe he'll put them in the back of the net this Thursday.
I mean, you just came off.
Yeah, ask an Arsenal fan, they'd probably spit in your face.
Why would they spit in my face?
I don't think Arsenal fans don't have a lot of faith in Aubameyang anymore.
Well, if he's scoring now, maybe he can continue the form for the rest of the season. Maybe Aubameyang will be in great form if Arsenal make the Europa League final against United, and maybe.
Oh, now he shows up in the final. Where was he all season? He's no Edison Cavani. He's not Eddie.
Let's move on before I wanna.
Edison Cavani wasn't even starting for United today.
I don't want to talk to you about this.
Okay, last game to really mention. Tottenham, they defeat Sheffield United, as they should. I mean, Gareth Bale hat-trick, Heung-min Son a goal. Any thoughts about this, or not really?
Could see Gareth Bale scoring goals.
Big result, I guess. 4-0. I mean, Sheffield already gone, but it was good to see Heung-min Son get on the score sheet. Great goal, by the way. Oh my goodness.
All the goals were nice.
Yeah. That's the thing with Spurs, They'll either have some really poor performance, very lackluster, boring, and then
or they go out and crush a team.
Yeah, they'll crush a team from time to time. It's so the inconsistencies are so weird, the wavelengths.
That's been no, you're right. That's been Spurs all season. They played. I think all 4 of the goals, at least 3 of them, were on the counter attack.
Yeah,
and it just shows how dangerous that team can be when they use their pace and hit the teams on the counter.
Essentially, yeah, you're right.
All right. So that's pretty much everything in the Premier League, I would imagine. There's not really much else coming up this week. There's
2
West
games
Brom
tomorrow,
Wolves, and Burnley West Ham. Liverpool versus United will happen sometime soon, we think. We don't know. But anything else we want to talk about, or do we want to move on to some different leagues?
I think the last thing I will mention about the whole Old Trafford, Manchester fiasco is that Arsene Wenger. I didn't watch the full video, but he did say that what is happening at Old Trafford is apparently a revolution in football, and he says fans are the most important factor in football. 100% agree. And also, I'm very interested to see if United are going to get a point deduction from this.
Why would they get a point deduction?
Can't control the fans. I can see that. I could see it happening. People have said there is a possibility that United could get some points deducted because of this whole situation.
Depends if the Prem is able to find.
Yeah, there might be. There's gonna be there will be punishments for this because if you think about it, I mean the Prem League technically they lost money because of this. TV money ad. I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, Sky Sports will be yelling at them. But let's move on. I think, is there a specific league we want to jump into first?
Let's go to Serie A.
Serie A, new champions.
Milan is blue. Forza Inter. I love Inter. I've always been a big fan of the club.
Please shut up.
Okay.
We do have an Inter friend who's an Inter supporter, and he was very happy today. But yes, due to Inter winning this weekend versus Crotone 2-0 and Atalanta drawing Sassuolo 1-1, we have new Serie A champions after 9 years of dominance from Juventus. Inter Milan are crowned the winners and will be lifting the trophy sometime in the next few weeks. Not only does this mean there's a new champion in Italy, it means that there's someone in the 90th minute who's going to have to take some ghost pepper sauce in the near future.
I generally believe that is why Liam is not here. He is avoiding the truth. He does not want to hear the words from my mouth that Inter are actually champions and Juventus are not.
I think we've known for a while that was going to happen, but...
So if anyone has any ghost pepper sauce recommendations, please send them our way, and we will consider which one's best suited for Liam.
Yeah, unfortunately, we won't be able to do it very soon because COVID's not great here.
So I think we're gonna wait to do that until we can actually get together and have in person. I think it'd be more enjoyable. And it seems Rasta is here, so please give us a moment while we transition to him joining the podcast. And so yes, Rasta is now here with us. Rasta, just give us, Matt, give us your thoughts.
I have a fucking name.
Yeah, he has a name. Unfortunately, I think Liam just coined you as Rasta, and it just kind of stuck with you.
Yeah, but Liam's an idiot.
Yeah, I mean, he also thinks he's 1% Jamaican.
Yeah.
So just give
for his behavior.
Give us what do you think of Inter winning the league?
I'm glad it's not Juventus because now Liam has to take a goddamn shot.
Perfect.
That's all that matters to me.
Oh, Waz, did you see Lukaku celebrating?
I did. Good for him. I'm happy. I didn't like him towards his tenure at United, but I'm happy to see him doing winning a trophy. He deserves it.
Yeah, he's been insane this season. I read he's at 21 goals, 10 assists. Big reason why Inter are where they are. Of course, huge praise has to be given to Antonio Conte. He started the Juventus domination 9 years ago, and he's the one who ends it, which is kind of poetic.
Yeah,
that's actually true. I like that.
If you go back to Lukaku, though, there's rumors around with him, so
he shouldn't leave.
I don't know if he should leave because then again he can stay at Inter and build a legacy and maybe.
That's why I literally said he shouldn't leave.
I thought you said should. Sorry. No, he should. Sorry, Greg. No, yeah, if he can help them go far in the Champions League now, because if you think about it, they could be contenders going into next season.
It depends. They do have it. There's parts of the squad that are aging, but there are other parts of the squad that are improving and getting better year by year, like Barella and Bastoni. Yeah. But yeah, they do have some older pieces, and they do pay them a lot. So we'll see how Inter transition into next year. We know Conte is very demanding with his transfers, and if he doesn't get what he wants, he kind of has a hissy fit,
and then fucks off.
Yeah, but. That's how it is, but congratulations to Inter once again. We're very happy to see a champion that's not named Juventus for once.
I know, but we've been waiting for so long. I remember when we first started the 90th minute, and we thought maybe Napoli could do it that one year. There was a close battle, and it just didn't happen. And then Liam got stuck onto the point that Juve will never lose the league.
So yeah, as I said before, he is an idiot. So
I love the guy.
He's watching that. Who he watches this too?
Also, just to talk a little bit more Serie A, Juve actually did win. They beat Udinese. Ronaldo won it in 89th minute.
Juventus were very bad though. They were not good. And the free kick they won, it looked like Cuadrado fouled the Udinese player, but the ref gave the free kick to Juventus. And then Cristiano Ronaldo took a free kick. And for some reason, the Udinese player, DePaul, while in the wall, had his elbow out like this. And they gave a penalty because it hit his elbow.
I mean, those are huge points for Juventus. Right now, they're tied with Atalanta and Milan with 69 points. The third place, Atalanta in second with Milan in fourth. And then Napoli is in fifth with 67. So it's
Napoli
choked
today.
Yeah. Juventus don't imagine if they don't win the league, which of course they didn't, and
don't
make Champions League. Yeah.
Then Liam takes a double shot.
Double shot. We'll just give. How about we make him eat a jalapeno instead?
No, that's easy.
Not for me, dude. I'd struggle.
Well, let's move on. Matt is here, so let's talk about La Liga, because there's some dramatic moments that happened in the Liga weekend.
Bro, we choked, and then we almost choked again. Like, you know.
Yeah, Messi scored a banger.
I'd have been pissed if we choked again, but we didn't. Yeah, he scored a free kick. It's nice.
But I want to begin this with Atletico Madrid versus Elche, because I did watch this match, and I thought Atletico Madrid were, for 70 minutes in this match, were very good. I mean, they were keeping possession, not allowing any sort of chance against them. Suarez just still at his age. Things off the ball he's so good at. There's creating space for others. There's a point where he received the ball, he dummied it to Correa. Correa then backheeled it back to him, and Suarez had a one-on-one chance on goal, but I mean, Suarez's finishing's a little inconsistent lately, and he missed the net somehow. But Llorente did score after a strike from the top of the box was deflected. But near the end, Llorente, the man who scored, he had his hand up while defending a corner. The ball hit his hand. They gave a penalty to Elche. And Elche just needs to score. They're trying to fight against relegation, and they hit the post. And Atletico Madrid win 1-0 with the smallest of margins, but they keep their lead on top of La Liga.
I would like them to draw that game. That'd been nice.
They nearly choked, but they got saved. And Real Madrid did also win. A great header by Militao, and Casemiro scoring with a bad touch. I don't know if you guys saw that goal, but
I did not.
It looked like Casemiro had the worst touch of the century, and the ball just ended up going into the net.
Just need them to lose too, man.
But of course, the table as it is, after Barcelona's 3-2 victory over Valencia, which great Messi goal, like I mentioned. But Atletico Madrid first with 76, with Real Madrid and Barcelona tied on 74. Sevilla still need to play, but they're at 70 right now, and Atletico Madrid versus Barcelona is next weekend.
And Sevilla versus Real Madrid. It's a big weekend. That might be the title next weekend.
It could be.
Yeah, Sevilla's going to come in and win it.
Sevilla. Just imagine Sevilla just come out and win it under the nose.
Dude, if Sevilla comes back and win, I won't even be mad. I'll be like, all right. Go off, I guess.
Any predictions how you think the season's going to go, Matt? Or are you just going to wait and see?
No, I have no fucking clue. Because Real Madrid can choke. We already know Atletico Madrid can choke. And we've already choked. So,
well, Real Madrid's still in Champions League. Like, they got, I think, they're focusing on that right now. So,
and they got a lot of big games coming up ahead here.
Yeah.
Who's Real Madrid playing up here next? I know they play Sevilla next. Like, they probably got the hardest schedule out of the three teams.
Yeah,
they got
they
Sevilla, Granada, Athletic Club, and Villarreal.
It's not easy.
Those aren't 4 easy games. So.
I mean, if Real Madrid win La Liga, they probably deserve it after those 4 games.
Yeah, like, those are hard. Those are big. That's big games. Like, we play Levante, Celta, and Eibar after fucking Atletico Madrid. So, we should be in the driver's seat. I don't know what Atletico Madrid's schedule looking like, but they kind of suck. They got Sociedad, Osasuna, Valladolid. So, Sociedad's not terrible, that. They could have some trouble against Sociedad. But if they beat us, it's pretty much over and they're going to win the league.
Yeah, but let's move on because, there's another title race going on in Europe. And
English?
I mean, what?
English league? Still title race there, right?
No.
Man, you might come back.
Maybe in the Bosnian League.
The Bosnian League.
But no, we're going to talk about France. Last week, I got pretty excited after the ending of Lille versus Lyon, where Lille came back down from 2-0 down and won it. thanks to Burak. And they can thank Burak again because he scored a great goal today.
Where was this guy during our fucking... I'm not going to talk about the Europa League because we didn't do that. I forgot.
But also, another Turk helped Burak and Lille out as Selik, the right back, scored a banger of a volley from outside the box to give Lille a 2-0 victory and still a lead over PSG, who did defeat Lens 2-1. But the big match of the weekend, which was quite exciting, especially the second half, was Lyon versus Monaco. Now, Monaco, they still had a chance for the title race. If they won, they'd still be tied with PSG, 1 point behind Lille. Lyon, they desperately needed a victory in order to to get a chance to get that third place away from Monaco. And it started well for Monaco. Kevin Volland scored in the 25th minute. But then Lyon, they tied it up in the beginning of the second half. A deflected strike from Memphis Depay meant that it was 1-1. And then some craziness began to happen as Kakare, he's pretty highly rated, but he got a second yellow card for Lyon, and he was sent off. It was 10 men. But, I mean, the 10 men didn't affect Lyon at all, as Marcelo, the center back, ends up scoring from, I believe, a free kick from Depay, and it was 2 on Lyon. More craziness follows as the ball is going into Lyon's box. Pellegrini, the wonder kid of years ago, he jumped up for the ball. The ball gets cleared, but he gets punched in the face by Lopez. So VAR interferes and says it's a penalty. Monaco get a penalty, and some may call him the Rat Ben Yedder. He chips it into the back of the net and ties it up 2-2.
Lucas is in love with Liga.
I'm not done, Was. There's more.
All the horses.
Because in the 89th minute, despite having 10 men, despite their coach being in the stands because he got red card some weeks ago and is a fraud of a coach in my opinion.
Jesus.
The Cherokee, the young kid, he comes on for the last few minutes. Lyon do some nice passing plays, and then he receives the ball like 12 yards away from goal and strikes it right into the side of the net, giving Lyon a 3-2 victory. And you might say, okay, we're done now, right? Well, yeah, Lyon defeated Monaco 3-2. But there's some stuff that happened, as there was 3 red cards shown in the 96th minute, so pretty much right after the game, because a huge scuffle happened, fighting between both teams. So, Pellegrini, Guebels, I mispronounced that name, Deschiglio, and actually a fourth player, Marcelo, all got red cards.
I think it's just Nubbles, man. Isn't it like the G?
It's a football match. It's a WWE.
Basically, it was.
It's just a Sunday league game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Out there in the Farmers League.
But that means Lille, PSG, they're in the same positions that I mentioned. But Monaco, now their third place lead is down to 1, as they have 71 points, while Lyon in fourth place have 70. Monaco were on a fantastic run. They haven't dropped points in such a long time. But now, what seemed like potentially a guaranteed Champions League spot could go away in the last 3 match days.
It's amazing drama in France.
Yeah.
Fucking
Beautiful.
Lucas.
Yeah.
Honestly, it was just like a full story.
I mean, it was like that last week too.
Lucas, we gotta take you to like a French league game one day when we can.
You can take himself to a French league. It's a grown ass.
I like to go with Lucas. It'd be enjoyable.
Why we gotta take him?
So that way you can get fucking croissants with him, man.
You can get croissants here, dude.
Yeah, but they're better in France. They're French.
Are they? You can just bake some here, dog.
No, it's not the same.
Anyways.
But next week in Ligue 1, the key matches to pay attention to. Well, Lille play their derby rivals Lens, who, like I said last week, were promoted this season and are in 5th place, surprisingly. So they could be the ones to end Lille's title reign, which, I mean, I'm sure they really want to do. But
yeah,
Lyon, they play Lorient, while Monaco play Reims, as those two fight for 3rd place.
Perfect.
And PSG have the main Sunday matchup as they face Camavinga's Rennes. So still lots to play for and lots to pay attention to.
Calling it. PSG are gonna win the league.
No, it's gonna be Lille.
I'm calling it. I'm calling it right now. PSG's gonna win the league.
I think PSG are currently trying to win a Champions League. They're probably more focused on that at the moment.
I mean, it's probably more important to them. but I can see it. I can see them winning the league still.
Yeah.
I mean,
Let's,
I hope Lille can win it though.
Yeah. Let's go to the Bundesliga.
Nothing happened.
No, not really.
No, nothing.
Yeah,
There's no
literally
games.
nothing happened.
Oh.
Because it was DFB
Oh.
Pokal weekend.
Oh. How'd that go?
Well, Dortmund and Leipzig are now in the final.
Dortmund?
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. I'm going to watch that then if I can, yo. Haaland's
Yes.
going to get a Oh, that's the perfect sending off that for Lukas Piszczek if they win it. Please give that man a trophy.
How about they try getting into
Yeah.
the Champions League for the kid?
Well, Piszczek's retiring.
Yeah, just give him that one last, look,
Yeah, but
fourth
fuck
place,
Haaland.
boys.
I mean,
You
I
said-
love
you
Haaland,
said
but
kid.
the guy's like 36.
Child at heart. He's in the springtime of his youth. It's fine.
Kidding.
I didn't get to watch either of the matches, but Leipzig defeated Werder Bremen 2-1. I'm pretty sure it was 0-0, and it went to extra time. Leipzig scored in the 93rd minute. Werder Bremen tied it up in the 105th minute. And then in the last minute, the 120th plus 1, Forsberg won the game, sending them to the final. We'll see if Leipzig can finally win a DFB Pokal after losing to Bayern once or twice in the past few years. But Dortmund, they defeated second division side Kiel, who knocked out Bayern a few rounds ago. We saw goals from Giovanni Reina, 2 of them actually. Royce got 1, Hazard got 1, and Jude got 1.
Perfect.
But some bad news though, as Mateo Moret, who has been actually playing a lot more for Dortmund, and it seems like a promising right back for them. His knee kind of at one point extended straight, and
Oh.
apparently it wasn't pretty, and he could be out for a long time. And he already had a bad injury not too long ago too.
Press him.
So best wishes to him.
It's Europa League, Champions League, but we already kind of have an idea what's going to happen. Champions League is very interesting because, I mean, City have the edge over PSG right now, which turned into quite a aggressive game towards the end of that first leg. It's almost, I mean, can PSG come back? I don't know. I think, I don't know. It looks like just Pep Guardiola is just locked in. He's not overthinking his tactics, and he's like, I'm going to the final. City look very confident.
Win it for Aguero. Hashtag win it for Aguero.
Yeah, be good sending off for Aguero.
No.
It's just mad because you're not going to win it for like the next 25 years. Like, give me that look, man. Your team still shakes. Shakes.
Real Madrid, Chelsea.
Yeah, that's 1-1 right now. Chelsea do have the advantage of the away goal. I'm not sure what to expect, but
Both coming off 2-0 victories.
are we expecting a Chelsea City all English final, or do we see any twists coming out of this?
I don't give a fuck about Real Madrid, so I hope Chelsea goes through.
I think I still feel Chelsea will find a way through. They're gonna somehow win like 1-0.
Mason Mount from the
So, like,
30-yard line.
What happens if, like, Chelsea do go through, and then Timo Werner in the final just actually
Boxer
wakes
hat-trick.
up?
No one marks them because they just don't know.
And that will just essentially erase this horrible
No.
season. People will praise him.
No.
I think it
I'll
will.
have still like 3 goals this season. Good for him.
Yeah, but people will totally just kind of forgive him for all that. So you came up when we needed you, kind of thing.
I think Chelsea fans
Yeah,
would be very...
yeah. Like,
they'd
you know
be-
what? We like you now.
Other people
you're
would
good."
probably be like, guys,
Like you're still
pretty
shit this season, bro.
But Chelsea fans probably like, he won us the Champions League. Ah.
Yeah.
I mean, the funny thing though about Timo Werner, he gets a lot of crap talked about him, and to be fair, most of it
I
is
thought
fair.
he's... I mean,
Because he was so
just in the
fucking
Fulham
good,
game.
and now he's so fucking
Yeah.
bad. Like he was so
He
good.
just can't... But he creates so much space with his good runs. His passing has still been pretty good, honestly. I thought he was really good against... he missed a couple chances, but...
Kid used to be a
like-
net machine.
But he also was a goal misser machine too.
Like, now this guy just can't. This guy can't score.
But he does have the most goals and assists combined for Chelsea this season, which is kind of funny to hear.
Yeah.
But what about the Europa League? Are we expecting... Oh, we're expecting United to make the final after having a 6-2 aggregate lead.
Yeah.
Insert that Bruno picture with the face. Oh, beautiful.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Just go to Castro's Twitter. You'll see it, man. Come on.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Lucas will be okay, but you know.
But yeah, Villarreal versus Arsenal. I mean, I think we talked about it earlier. Villarreal should be going through, I feel.
I mean, they were the better side in the first leg, but Arsenal...
Arsenal they have the quality players to just wake up and score a lot of goals. So
I mean, they don't have a ton of quality
you never
in that
know.
squad, to be honest.
I mean, it's
though. Sprinkled in every little bit. There's this little bit sprinkled. There's Saka. There's Aubameyang. Lacazette can have a bad day sometimes. What's his name is still young.
Saka's injured. Laka won't play.
Yeah, what's his name is still young. Smith Rowe. I mean, there's some decent players.
Yeah, and they have lots of quality. I'm mostly talking about Aubameyang. If Aubameyang does play, you know he can score goals on his days.
It's mostly Aubameyang and Saka. That's pretty much the quality right there.
Nice. Smith Rowe's good.
And Leno. Good. Yeah, but he's still young.
Pepe's been good. Martinelli's still a good player.
Thomas Partey should be good, but he hasn't been playing well.
I guess they have Thomas Partey. But...
We'll see what happens. I'm still thinking Villarreal will make the final, but it wouldn't surprise me Arsenal cheese their way through and find a way to versus United in the final, as I see Roma having no chance.
An all-English Champions League and Europa League?
No, I'm seeing failure.
For the second time in 3 years.
That'd be very boring, I gotta say.
Unless Roma comes back and fucks Laws over. That'd be funny as hell.
Bruno, baby. Bruno.
Go Villarreal.
Can Roma pull... Well, Roma would have to do more than what they did against Barcelona.
Yeah.
And they don't have one loss.
Yeah, that was the bang in the last minute.
Can we move to the new section of the 9 minute that I wanted to bring on?
Sure.
The new segment, Matt. This is called the our inform and out of form performers of the week.
Oh, that's a creative
So this
name.
can be.
Yeah, it is.
Well,
You want to come up with a better one for next week, mate? We'll just make this.
can you think of? Can you think of something?
I mean, it's your idea. You could have been a little bit more creative, no?
This kind of just came up the spot. Anyways, it was supposed to be called Hot and Cold Performers of the Week, but that's already taken by another podcast, so I kind of want to spin this for us because it's fun. So essentially, we just give our, anything in the world. It could be football related. It can be personal. Well, just something that's good that happened. You want to talk about, or something bad that happened.
Your club's down.
So let's start with Matt.
Your club's down bad, isn't it, Was?
I want to know what's your inform performer of the week. Who are you gonna pick?
Mean, Barca didn't choke, so it's nice. It's nice we didn't choke a second week in a row. Otherwise, they would have lost to Granada.
Lost to Granada.
Yeah, you're in second by 11 points.
Yeah, at least we beat Granada
in the Europa League. Good job.
At least we're gonna win it.
Probably
we're still in Europe.
2 years from now, you might be back in the Europa League when you finish 8th again. Oh, sorry, you won't qualify. I forgot. Dickhead.
What? Okay, and then I guess I'll give who's your out of form performer of the week?
As I said, your club's down bad. You guys are crackheads.
Lucas, let's go to you.
My performer of the week is Burak
Yilmaz.
I still don't like this guy.
Why don't you like oh, right, yeah. Haunts him.
It's painful.
And then, do you have an out of form performer of the week?
Out of form performer of the week. There's several ones I could throw in, but I'll say the Manchester United corner flag.
The corner flag?
The corner flag.
Yeah.
I think I missed that part. What happened?
They got taken from the stadium.
Yeah.
Oh, what? Someone's got a souvenir. Watch that be on eBay.
Yeah. Operation Rescue corner flags.
Yeah. Greg, you got anything? What do you got?
My inform.
I know who is down bad.
First,
Gareth Bale.
I already know.
But sorry, who was your performer of the week?
Gareth Bale. I'll give it to him because first Premier League hat trick in 8 years. I know he hasn't been in the Premier League, but sounds better. Yeah, Matt, you want to just tell me my?
What happened to Fulham today, bro?
Well, it was yesterday, but
yesterday, sorry.
We lost. It's just the season. It's like a out of form like season rather than the week. It's just full.
Absolutely pain, dude. I'm sorry to see that. Vince was happy.
We had more chances than them.
Was who's your performer of the week? Or
United against Roma 6-2. Beautiful victory. Edison Cavani. He's gonna re-sign as well apparently. So good things to hear. And then my out of form performance of the week. I'm gonna give it to the Glazers. Where are you at? The stadium got kind of invaded, and all because of you, and you just kind of stayed silent.
I mean, your stadium got invaded because your fans are dickheads.
I mean,
No, you're
yeah.
dickheads.
Oh well. Sent the
Pretty
message,
much.
hopefully.
Oh,
Now I want the Glazers to respond. Have some
Could have
balls.
invaded the pitch, when there wasn't a scheduled game on. It'd been nice.
Well,
wanna-
they send a message to the owner's pockets.
I mean, the game's still gonna happen.
So
eventually.
it affects them right now.
I want to do one more shout out for Inform Performer of the Week. I want to give it to Scott Parker. It was released and this is like a long time ago now, but it was released what he's like said to the boys before the Liverpool game when we beat Liverpool, and holy shit, he had me pumped up, I gotta say.
What do you say? Suits on him? Like what?
No, it was just he was a lot of yelling.
All right, but what about Liam's? Because Liam's not here. But
I got, yeah.
well, you can read out his
out of form.
yeah, you
performance
can
of
read
the
out
week,
his out of form performer of the week. But what would be his inform performer of the week?
Can it be his mouth when it's gonna be like burning hot with?
I don't know.
Hot breath?
No, the inform performer of the week is Inter Milan. That is Liam's choice.
There you go.
His out of form. Anyways, here's my thoughts on the Old Firm. Feel free to read it out. He said, disgusting performance from Celtic yet again. Absolutely embarrassing season, and this just tops it off. It was never going to be easy, especially with getting a red card that early on. But the lack of fight and passion in the team's incredible. So many of our players are simply not good enough. There's such a huge job at hand for whoever is the next Celtic manager. So many changes have to happen, but credit to Rangers. Good win and good season. I just hope they I just hope they lose one game this season. There you go.
I'm laughing at just Waz's passion over reading one of Liam's texts.
Yeah, I made it so hard to listen to. Really.
I don't think I listened to any of that.
Celtic versus Rangers, the Old Firm manga.
But Rangers are still undefeated. That's why did he leave?
He heard the
Fuck,
manga
that's
part
so-
and he decided to kind of back out. Anyways, let's get to TikTok. I already got one so far to start off with from our friend Pacheche Football. He's a great TikToker, makes great content, so definitely check him out. Does a great analysis on young players. He says, do you consider Leicester City a top 5 club moving forward?
Right now, yeah. It's not like Tottenham and Arsenal are doing anything to bolster their case.
In terms of actual like football base, yeah, 100% I do. But like, they're still always gonna, at least for a long time, I feel, is just gonna refer to those 6 teams in the top 6.
Yeah, imagine, dude. They've been better than Arsenal and Tottenham for a minute now. They didn't get invited to the Super League.
Yeah.
This is true, actually, but I see them becoming a top 5 club, but not a big 6. I think there's a difference, because big 6, I think, influences the financials of the game, while top 5 is how good they are ability-wise.
I see them proving year by year. Like, the recruiting has been fantastic. There's rumors that they're apparently going to sign Soumare from Lille, which would be a great player to sign to bolster their midfield, especially their depth, as they will be going into European competitions again next season, potentially the Champions League. I'm really excited to see how this team develops going forward. There's still a bunch of young players in the side.
Their defense is like very young and just growing and getting better like each game kind of thing. So.
Yeah, and I do wonder, is Iheanacho the sole striker? Is Iheanacho going to be the sole striker they have for the long-term future, or are they going to consider someone else soon to have
good,
with him? Because Jamie
I'd say
Vardy's
they'll
not
try
going to be
and
there
get someone
forever,
else.
unless if Jamie
I think
Vardy
they'll-
continues
I
to
think
drink.
they'll sign someone else.
Lucas, to be honest, Jamie Vardy could probably be 43, drink a Red Bull, and run around the pitch. So.
We all
Vardy,
hope.
you
Kicking corner flags.
doing the mannequin challenge at like 55 years old, when it's definitely not cool anymore.
Here
My
is an
God.
unpopular opinion from Tiernet, whatever. Unpopular opinion, but Serie A will take over Prem as the best league pretty soon.
No,
I'd like to see it happen, but I
terms
don't
of, like,
think so.
Viewership
no.
and like that, it just won't.
If you're talking in terms of like better quality teams, potentially, I don't really see a team in Serie A being better than Man City in the foreseeable future. But
Unfortunately
Maybe-
for Serie A, the financial disparity between the two leagues is too much.
It's massive.
There's a reason why Agnelli wanted Juventus in the Super League, so that they could have the money to compete with the Premier League teams, and unfortunately, that's not going to happen. I mean, they need to get some better they need to. There's a lot of things Serie A needs to do in order for it to grow as a league. It needs to improve people coming to the stadiums more consistently when it's possible. I know many times in the past Serie A didn't have. There's a lot of stadiums there that they didn't fill out, and a lot of it could be due to the clubs not owning their own stadiums. Actually, like a lot of the stadiums in Serie A are owned by the local governments. And you see Roma, who are desperate to build their own stadium, yet they keep hitting hurdle after hurdle after hurdle because of the government. And you see a very few clubs actually have their own stadium, like Juventus, Sassuolo, maybe a few others. So there's several things that need to change, and financially, and the stadiums are one of the bigger things.
I hope Serie A teams can get to the quality of at least La Liga teams, which I don't know if that will happen in the near future, but that'd be nice.
I mean, I feel like Serie A has more or a similar amount of teams that are good.
But it'd be nice to see another dominance of Italian teams in the Champions League. But I don't know how far we are from that. Jamie Egg, he gave us a lot of questions, and for whatever reason, all his questions have 31 likes, and he has 7 questions. So I don't know if that's a glitch. But if the Ballon d'Or happened tomorrow, who would win? Lewandowski?
Probably Messi, to be
Or
honest.
Messi has been really good for Barcelona this year.
I mean, if you say tomorrow, then for me, it's a coin flip between Messi and Lewandowski. Of course, if we go wait until the end of the season and see if Lewandowski breaks Gerd Muller's record, I would say Lewandowski, because that is an impressive feat.
Yeah.
Messi has 28 goals and 9 assists, which is rather decent. But Lewandowski is on his way to breaking a record, so...
Yeah, I mean, it depends if Poland go win the Euros. He wins Copa America. I'm just saying.
This guy was
us winning Euros. This guy's stupid. Go back to your Fulham, man. Just kidding. I love you, Greg. I'll give you a hug.
Go back to your Fulham.
Thank you for the love, man.
Thomas Muller has
I do think Greg misspoke there. I think he meant to say go far, not win.
I think he has a good chance, assuming his team won the league. If Barca wins the league, I think Messi will win it. Because at that point in time, the guy did it by himself.
I love you, Greg. Jamie Egg also asked another question. 2000 Spain or 2000 Brazil? 2002 Brazil. I'll go 02 Brazil because I feel like that Spain team.
2000 Spain or 2000
2008 Spain or 2002 Brazil? I'll go the 02 Brazil team. I feel like that Spain team didn't peak until maybe 2010 or 2012.
I mean, they still won the Euros.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying that Brazil team is cracked.
And the World Cup. And then the Euros again. So I don't know. That Spain team was pretty good, dude.
I mean, let's get a comparison. I'll get the two starting 11s for the finals those years, just to compare.
That's when Fernando Torres was still good,
2002 Brazil. They had Marcos in net. At center back, they had Lucio, Edmilson, Roque Jr. Right men or right wing back, they had Cafu. Left wing back, they had Roberto Carlos. In the center of midfield, they had Gilberto Silva and Kleberson. Attacking midfielder, they had Ronaldinho. And up front, they had Rivaldo and Ronaldo.
Yeah, that team's pretty good.
And then if we compare it to the Spain team from the 2008 Euro final, Casillas in goal, Ramos at right back, Marchena at center back, Carlos Puyol as well at center back, Capdevila at left back, Marcos Senna at center defensive midfield. Right midfield was Iniesta, center midfield was Xavi with Cesc Fabregas, left midfield was David Silva, and striker was Fernando Torres. And they still had Xabi Alonso, Santi Cazorla coming off the bench, and Danny Guiza.
Team too.
And then
Brazil, I could put in a goal. Loved him.
And then Brazil had Juninho and Denilson coming off the bench in that final.
Those are two good teams, man.
Yeah.
I think I prefer the Spain one. Mostly.
I think it depends on the day.
Yeah.
Like if it's like who wins the game. I don't know. It's very difficult.
I need a 7-game series to determine that one.
I think the Spain team is just insane, to be honest. Now the Brazil team is too, but
I think there's more ballers on Brazil, but Spain I think are.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the ball.
Just an overall complete like.
That Spain team is basically Barcelona and all the other Spain players from other teams. That's pretty much what it is.
Without Messi.
And that's when Casillas was cracked too. Can't forget that.
Yeah.
And Torres cracked. Davia cracked. Iniesta and Xavi were always cracked, I guess. Capdevila was always consistent. Same with Marchena. Same with Marco Senna, who was also really good. Like, that team was good. Ramos is still there. Team's good.
Yeah.
PK was somewhere, probably on the bench, in the reserves, at the U21s. I don't know. He was somewhere. He was good.
Here's a question from Drennan. Question for the podcast: is Manuel Neuer the best goalkeeper of all time? He changed the way keepers play the game and an unbelievable shot stopper. I think we've talked about this before. I think Matt, do you think he's the best keeper of all time?
I
Manuel Neuer?
already told you, my guy. You remember?
Yeah, we
talked
answered a
about
question
this last
between Connor and Neuer last week.
I don't think he's the best goalie of all time. I don't want. I feel like
goalkeeper of all time.
I don't want to say that because I do feel like, as Matt always says, like that's kind of like almost recency bias in a sense.
It's him or Yashin, dude. Like recency bias aside, like, what has this guy not done? Tell me something Manuel Neuer hasn't done yet.
He's got a point.
He hasn't retired. That's about it.
Trying to think, Buffon. Buffon is highly rated.
I think he's better than Buffon.
Yeah, I think because Neuer.
Buffon's fantastic. But
It's him or Yashin, and Yashin's got that spot because he won a Ballon d'Or. And Manuel Neuer came third in Ballon d'Or voting, which is unheard of for a goalkeeper.
I'm undecided on this one. Sorry.
So,
Manuel Neuer, he revolutionized his position. He is a fantastic shot stopper, fantastic with his feet. Jokes about him playing in the midfield. Of course, like a World Cup with Germany. People doubted him when he got injured. People were doubting him, saying he was finished. He came back and proved once again he was the best goalkeeper in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And he's still doing it at age 36.
He might have a Ballon d'Or. The guy was third. Like, you never know.
And then last unpopular opinion, then we're done with these. Bayern is not able to get top world-class players like Mbappe, but still managed to be one of the best teams. That needs more recognition.
I mean, if they wanted Mbappe, they could probably go get him.
To be fair, they do tend to get world-class talents for very cheap deals compared to other teams.
Well, they usually get the world-class talent before they become world-class to the wider football view.
Yeah.
They're not really about spending $150 on players, so
Yeah.
they get Holland, damn well they're getting them for free.
They got Lewandowski on it cheap. Oh, free. Actually, Neuer was a lot for the time, but in the grand scheme of things, he wasn't that much. They had Lam Schweinsteiger out from the youth academy. I'm sure they're hoping Sané, Gnabry develop into world-class players. When Robin Ribéry joined them, I think they weren't at the best points of their career at the time when they joined.
All those players just get better by playing for
Yeah,
Bayern.
if you look at their most expensive signings, Lucas Hernandez, 80 million. Leroy Sané, 45 million. Yeah. Upamecano is valued at 42.5 million. Tolisso, 41.5, and Javi Martinez at 40 million.
Martinez is a good signing too.
Yeah. Think about the way they kind of bring in young players. Like, they turned Alphonso Davies into a world-class left back in, like, 2 seasons. No one expected that guy to be maybe world-class now for maybe 5 more years.
Or at all.
Or around there.
Or at all.
Yeah, like, at all. You gotta be realistic here. I don't think it's gonna be good. Well, aside from maybe us, but...
Alright, and that's, I think we're going to wrap up the podcast there. It's been very enjoyable talking about the world of football, answering questions, and having opinions. I think everyone who's tuned in this far, thank you for your time. Especially if you're on audio apps. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. Should include that at the beginning. I do apologize. And to wherever Liam is in the world, we miss you.
We don't. I'm good.
So.
Got beef.
And I guess it's fair to say this has been yet another week in the beautiful game, and we'll see you next time.
Take care.